Hello everybody, Mr. BadMae here with yet another ATS video for you all. So today we'll be taking a look at the latest and greatest truck in ATS that's just released. As some of you may know, this is the Volvo VNL 2025. And I do believe it is the first new truck we've gotten in around 2 years, maybe a little over 2 years actually. It's very exciting year 2026 is for ATS fans. This is likely the first of a few. I won't say many, but a few. Maybe we get one more truck this year. We'll see. But exciting nonetheless. I've hit probably 10 or 11,000 miles or so on this truck already. As you can see, I've got a custom paint job on here. She drives extremely nice. It is an aero truck, so you won't see your hood or anything like that from inside of the cockpit area. However, she is a delight to drive, and I'm not normally a big Volvo fan, but this one is quite good. If you're a fan of the T680 or the newer Cascadia or the 579, you may like this. So with that said, let's jump in and take a look at the features of the truck. So starting with the cabins, we do have our, and this is going to mess up my paint job here, but it's all good. So we have the 300, which is their day cab. We have the 440, which is what I was just on. An 840, which is a big guy. And then we also have the 860. 860, 840 to me are basically the same truck, different aero cab on top. So if we look at chassis, and the chassis are pretty much the same across all of the builds. So if we go to the 440 as an example, you'll see we have a 4x2, so a little guy. If you want a day hauler or a toy hauler or whatever, you can do that. If you want, the lift axle, they have those options. And then of course the 6x4, the more traditional long hauler configuration. And they have that across all cabs. So if you want to go to the 860 and you want to have an 860 toy hauler, you can do that one too. She looks a little funny, but yeah, the options are all there. And it's the same chassis options across all cabs, even down to the day cab. You see here the 6x4, the lift, and then the single, the little micro machine. This one's quite a handful to drive. So anyways, let's get a reasonable truck here. We'll go ahead and select our 6x4. You can select your engines. Now I do have my engine pack in here already. Obviously you can see here it's a work in progress. And I have 2 engine packs actually, but it's a work in progress. Otherwise you have these 3 standard Volvo engines that come with it. There is actually a 5th one. However, I've modified that as well. We won't talk about that. Anyways, your typical selection, it goes from 405 all the way up to 505 horsepower. I modified the final one, so that one's on me. And then your transmissions, again, I have my own custom transmissions, or you can pick from one of these 4 that come with it, a 12+2, a 12+1, etc. If you guys drive ETS2, you may be familiar with those configurations. And, well, there you have it. So colors, a slew of quite good colors, actually. The flaming red is not bad at all. But then getting into the custom paint jobs, some of the new ones that stand out, Slash, again, interesting. Linear Grace, another nice Volvo paint. And then if we want to talk about metallics, 2 of my standout favorites are the Star Runner. So if you apply a nice little metallic there, this little metallic here. Again, very nice paint jobs overall. One of my personal favorites is Midnight Flame. And if we go something like that, she looks pretty sharp. Right like this. There we go. Something like that looks pretty sharp. Another good one, Retro Run. I'm not sure if this is a new paint, but it does look pretty good. Flash Drive, again, more new paints. Not metallic, but more new paints for them. Power Pulse. Yeah, very nice paint jobs. Even the Age of Steam. This one is metallic, but she looks good, especially if you keep her like sheet metal color. It actually looks pretty sharp on this truck. Shockwave, again, more Volvo paint schemes making their way in. I think that's it. That's it. You could, of course, go with the space shuttle look. All right, so what options do we have to build the truck? Let me get back to the Midnight Flame here. I do like that one. I think it kind of shows the truck off. We'll stay with white. There we go. We'll go blue. That works for me. So, options. What options do we have? Starting with the grille. This will be kind of set the theme or the tone for the whole truck. You'll have about 3 to 4 options just about everywhere. So me personally, I do like edge, or you can do edge black if you want to delete all the chrome. And maybe that's what we'll do here, is just go through and do like a chrome delete maybe. So we'll do edge black. You can of course do full ultimate, which is chrome everywhere. Let's do edge black. Down here again, the same 4 options, kind of everything matching on theme. We'll do edge here, delete that chrome out. I've got my headlights in here, but there is only one option of headlights, unless you have my pack. Then of course you'll have all the colored lights. Same here on the side. Go ahead and delete that chrome out. Now if you go full chrome, right, it can be very shiny, which in this particular truck might not look bad. So if we do that may not be too bad. I don't know. It's really blingy. And then chrome on the steps. You do have side skirts right here. Paint those up. Mirror options. They do have the camera mirrors. If you so choose to use them, you do end up with a wing up here. And if you jump inside, if we look at that, that's kind of what they look like. They do have the small mirror when it's active. And then I'll show you guys what it looks like without the camera mirror. Now you can see you'll have your side indicator, so like it's a side collision indicator both here and here when you're driving the truck without the camera mirrors. So at least you have that. And then visually, the mirror itself isn't ridiculously big. You can set up your cabin so that this is actually out of your viewpoint if you don't want to see your side mirror from when you're driving. So again, you can get the eyesore out of the way if need be, or if wanted. Let's see, what else is there? Of course, you have your oversized load stickers, all that stuff. You can have your warning flags, your custom tires. All these are pretty standard options. Chrome or standard door handles. Here you have an edge option, so you can put this little plastic arrow thing on the truck if you wish. You can do radiance or strobes, and on this particular truck, they stick out of the side, much like other Volvos. The day cab, it goes on top of the roof, of course. You can have this stopper on it. I usually run without it, simply so I can see my horns. Now, they did add new horns in here. They're interesting because they're Volvo branded, but they do not sound like an air horn. They sound like an electric horn. It's interesting. I'm running with them for now, but inevitably I'll probably change to like a legacy or a nostalgia horn, or I don't know, maybe a train horn or something. We'll see, but we'll see where that goes. That's pretty much the front of the truck. Then on the back, you can do guardrails if you wish. There is an edge theme if you haven't caught it yet. So green here, I'll show you guys the edge theme in just a moment. Double extended. Again, if you're running even the day cab, you will have a double extended option. So you can run these on any of the chassis. On the back here, you do have limited options. I recommend the painted. I usually just go with these, so it continues the paint job throughout. And that is pretty much the external of the truck. If we jump inside, you'll see edge. Again, notice the green there. We have an edge steering wheel as well. It's got green lacing for stitching. You can kind of see them here. We disable all. There you go. So that's your choices. I didn't even know they had an ultimate, but it looks like they have ultimate and it's blue. I guess, okay, that makes sense. Matches the blue line. Okay. The other thing is edge also matches Frankie's collar. So if you're like me and you've taken the time to go through the driver's school for parking doubles, if you've achieved it, you should have Frankie and then you can see his color there. More green back there, and of course you go ultimate, this all changes to blue. That is pretty much the truck, guys. Not too much to show off. Your typical stuff you can change in the cab. Nothing crazy in here. So again, that is the truck. Go ahead and exit. She does drive extremely nice. By default, she's a little bit light in the front end, so be wary of that. I did put a Cummins engine in here. I know it's not what Volvo runs, but it sounds good. Yeah, so hopefully this video has been helpful. Provided a little bit of insight, a little first look. Perhaps you haven't gotten a chance to check the truck out yet. You can also alternate through the dash here, by the way. So you can have your GPS in the center if you wish. And then the cruise control is always present. So right there's the cruise control. So speed and cruise right next to each other. Quite nice. Hey guys, I hope this has been insightful, helpful. I'll give you a quick first look at all the options and bells and whistles and stuff you can put on the truck. And with that said, make sure you like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, all those things, so you catch our next videos as well as our live streams. We will very likely be doing a giveaway, thanks to our friends over at SCS, giving away some copies of the Illinois DLC, so make sure you drop into the live streams. You don't want to miss out. And until then, guys, be safe, keep on trucking, and we will see you in the next one.